I've hit the live button. It's preparing itself. Redirecting to YouTube. Let's see if this works. Oh, it worked. Oh, but I put the wrong logo on there. Right, cool. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of. Actually, let me do it properly, boys. I know. Every week I try, but this week I'm feeling it. Okay, so bear with me. 3 heroic hunters on a mission to find the
What did you call me? Oh, sorry.
To find the most important stories from around the web involving comics, films, movies, and adventure. These are the untold tales of the 3 greatest bounty hunters to ever come from London. This is the boys from Bossk. How's that?
Don't we actually have a theme tune?
Better.
I refuse to give up. One day it will work out quite well, gentlemen. One day I will.
You feel like Alex Guinness. There you go.
One day I will make you feel the force. Now, we've been gone for a while. Oh, have we been gone for a while? We've been gone for a bit. And as with that, I guess people stopped publishing stories because we weren't there. Now we're back. There's loads of stuff happening. Like today, the moment I said we were going to do a show, boom, the Eternals trailer drops this week. I only watched it like twice, and I don't know about it. I'm not feeling it, but I don't think I ever feel it anytime I see a Marvel trailer because it never, and it's a teaser, never actually tells you that much.
Yeah.
Like the King of the North.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's not something you're like, oh, it's my favorite. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just a thing that Marvel have.
Yeah. And it looks. The only thing I really didn't like is they seem to be going for that dark tone, like the lighting's gone all Batman, and that I didn't like because Marvel never really does that with its films. And this one, it just looks a bit dark, and also the costumes just look like every other costume they've had in Marvel. So I don't know. I hope it's good. I hope it's worth the probably 2.5 hour running time. It's got a massive cast on it. Have you guys seen it? Have you seen any pictures or any images for it yet?
Well, you made me watch the teaser trailer before we started the show.
Well, sorry for punishing you.
Bit of a pointless question to me.
Well, what do you think? Did you watch it?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. Looks very like what was that Marvel show with the big dog?
With the big dog.
Inhumans.
Inhumans. Yeah.
It looks very much like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look impressive.
Hopefully not. If it ends up being like the Inhumans, we're in trouble. Because I think this is like probably the biggest risk Marvel's. I guess it's a bit of a risk.
I saw Jon Snow in the trailer, so it's going to be good.
Hopefully, and Angelina Jolie, she's still got some box office weight. Do you know what I mean? She was our generation's Lara Croft.
It's a long time ago.
You're making us sound really old.
Well, she's pretty old. She's not. She's still carrying these type of films. So she's still got some pull. I reckon she'll be all right. As the rest of the cast, a lot of newcomers. But the most international film we've done, I think, it's got cast from India, China, the UK, America. So I think it's one of the most diverse casts we've ever had in a Marvel film. And like I said, I can't wait to see the Eternals on screen. They're probably one of Marvel's least popular characters in terms of teams. Like, I've never known anyone to go, I've got to get that Eternals.
Yeah, that's my point. It's not. It's never been that kind of thing, has it?
It's not mean that. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I only saw the trailer twice today. Maybe 3 times.
You think this is how they're going to try and bring in the X-Men?
I don't know because it depends. Like Marvel, I don't know if you guys notice. Like Mike, you might notice it more, but Marvel tend to test out a lot of their stuff in the comic books a
Yeah.
lot, and they sometimes do it in really weird ways. Like the most ridiculous thing you can think of, and you wouldn't think Marvel would do it, but then they'll go and do it, and they'll do it quite well. But as to if they bring the mutants in that way, I really don't know because the X-Men, for instance, has such a long history. If they do it in the same universe as the MCU, how are they going to pull it off? Like that's going to be literal rewriting. And I know they're bringing the multiverse, but it'll literally be either a rewriting of the Marvel universe, or they're going to have to explain where characters like Professor X, Magneto, and Wolverine have been all this time.
Yeah, but you don't everyone forgets that Magneto wasn't he was rewritten to be in the Holocaust. That wasn't how he was written at first.
Yeah.
So you can have him be in a different country or at a different time. Like, can you imagine how like mental it would be if like Magneto was Arabic and he got his powers from like a shell in the Iraq War or something? Like, do you know what I mean? That can happen. It doesn't have to be the Holocaust, because that's almost going to be like 100 years ago, isn't it? It's like 80 years ago. So these things can evolve and be told a bit differently. And if you still could have Wolverine, just be one of the first mutants,
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think the first mutant to appear is still going to be Namor, so I don't know how they're going to play that one off. But he's going to be the first one to appear, and apparently it's going to be the Black Panther. So I don't know. I think they'll whatever Marvel do. I know they've probably got it planned out already and planned out quite well. They probably even know who the director's going to be. But I'm just like, I don't think the Eternals will play much of a part in it so far, but it does look impressive. But I don't like the.
But why are they doing this film now? That's what we've got to think about. What is it going to lead into? What's its importance now? Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
That's the way Marvel do it. Like, unless it's got to lead into something or another part of the story, or something. So,
True.
Everything's placed at a certain time, isn't it? So it's got to lead into something.
The coming of Galactus, baby. I'll put that. I reckon it's a big purple head.
And that will bring in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. No, but that would make sense. I mean, they've announced the Fantastic Four. That would be a nice build up to Fantastic Four appearing, and then Galactus being the next big bad, because that would make sense. For me.
No, it's going to be Kang, isn't it?
No, I reckon Kang's going to be like your mid-season villain. I don't reckon Kang's going to be the big bad. But that's just me guessing. I don't know for sure because he's already appearing in Quantum Mania. He just doesn't sound big enough or bad to be able to deal with all the new heroes and mutants, Fantastic Four, all the rest of them. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I reckon Galactus will make a great big bad, especially with the arrival of Fantastic Four. Because what does the arrival of Galactus also mean? Silver Surfer, baby. Oh yeah. And I'm sorry. I just thinking about it.
As long as they're in the Fox one.
Mike, you got me all excited now. It'll be really, really exciting to have that all happen sooner rather than later. But we'll see. It could be Kang. I just reckon that's a red herring. On Marvel's part. Because they're already putting too much out there about Kang. And they didn't do that with Thanos. So yeah. But we'll see. Quantum Mania is where I think Kang's meant to appear fully for the first time.
That's a weird one for him to pop up, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think it all buys into the whole thing about the multiverse because I think Quantum Mania comes out next year, and that's after Doctor Strange. So I reckon it's all going to buy into that, and that's where you might see the X-Men first appear. They already announced the film The Mutants, so I don't know. As long as they do it better than Fox ever did, that's all I care about. No, don't pick a bad. Halle Berry was great. I love Halle Berry, but she wasn't Storm. She should never have been Storm. And also, can we stop doing the Mad Jean Grey storylines? I know.
Yeah.
Dave, were you a big fan of? Were you an X-Men fan?
What, the cartoon? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
even you must have got on board with the Jean Grey game a bit bonkers.
Flight of the Phoenix, my friend.
Yeah.
Flight of the Phoenix.
Because it's such an old-fashioned trope, and I hope they get rid of that and do something different.
Yeah.
Maybe turn Cyclops into something better. He's always been terrible in all these films.
There was a time when Cyclops was great in the X-Men comic book, and I think that was when the late 90s.
Oh yeah, when he was sort of when the TV show was big.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think there was that time when he was actually quite a cool character.
It was when Chris Claremont's run, I think it was. Right.
But I just think, especially
They
with the
just
movies,
see him as a big drip in the movies, didn't they? It's
Well,
like,
he is.
oh, Gene, I love you.
because they get obsessed with Wolverine. Like every comic book fan, right? Wolverine is a great character, right? Indestructible, samurai, ninja, bad boy.
Yeah.
Great character. But does he deserve to be the center point of every single movie? And Fox took so long to not take a risk on him. But then what do? They just put more Mystique in there. Because remember, Mystique and Wolverine were two of the most popular characters in the original run of the X-Men films.
Yeah.
And the second they went, okay, we'll try and do something without Hugh Jackman. What do? Just put more Mystique in there. And then, like Jean Grey, it's like, what? She's the most important character. What? Like, you don't spend any time with Jean Grey until the second film.
Why have they never used Jubilee?
Because her powers are rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so was Gambit's, but he was cool.
Yeah, he was cool. You know, man, let me help you there, Rogue. How you doing, babe? Jean, I know it's a bad impersonation, but
your surname's Francois, but hey, your French ain't that good.
No Cajun.
Gambit, huh?
Definitely not Cajun.
I want me some gumbo, eh? Jubilee's powers just rubbish. They were fireworks.
Yeah,
because she was a junior. She was.
I know, but she's a great character. She's a great character, but her powers are just a bit fireworks. Like fireworks.
I'd like to see Rogue take Miss Marvel's powers.
That's gonna happen. I put money on that.
That'd be cool.
Which Miss Marvel, though?
Miss Marvel. I mean Captain Marvel.
That's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that'll be a great comic book moment to see, and I'd love to see them do Days of Future Past properly.
No, it won't do now because they've already done it, you know.
I know, but they did it badly. Just give me an MCU run in it. But this time you've got Spider-Man in there, you've got the other wider Marvel universe.
House of M would be top notch. Proper House M, you know? Like, you know, everyone's past is altered. So I see we could still get that.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what House of M is,
oh yeah.
For those of you that don't know what House of M was, it was basically a storyline where the Scarlet Witch goes bonkers, right? So it's sort of WandaVision-ish. So the Scarlet Witch goes a bit mad, and then Quicksilver convinces her to rewrite the world. And she rewrites the world in a version where Magneto's one and all powerful, and mutants are in ascendancy, and humans are just a dying breed. And that's basically it. You see all the characters in their different places. The X-Men are now like S.H.I.E.L.D. The Avengers don't exist. And the UK is the last bastion of hope for the world, if you will, for a bit. But yeah, that was
bring in Captain Britain.
Yep. And then it all comes to hell when they find out what happened, and Scarlet Witch says the fateful words, "No more mutants," and rewrites the world again, and the X-Men collapse. And I think at the end of it, there's like 198 mutants left.
Which was needed because there were so many.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah.
Wasn't
it did become very convoluted at one point.
I did read that. I read the first 2 issues of that Heroes Reborn.
Yes.
You know, the new event they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to make of it. Because it's basically in a world where the Avengers don't exist.
Yeah.
But they've just got these carbon copy DC copies. like Hyperion, and like this guy is like Batman, and this woman who's like Wonder Woman, and Blade's the only one who remembers the past, which I think is cool because Blade doesn't get used enough. And there's most of the time I don't like reading the one shots you get with these events.
Yeah,
I think they're a waste of money because not much happens in them.
yeah.
But there's a guy called Mark Bernardin. He does a podcast with Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And he wrote a one shot, and it's Peter Parker, the amazing Shutterbug. And it's basically him where he doesn't get his powers. And it's actually a really good little story. You should read that. You'd like it, Curtis.
So Mark Bernardin's writing from that. That is impressive.
Yeah, he's written some comics in the past, but this one was really good. And because it was still a Peter Parker story, but it was all a little bit different. I'm not going to ruin it. And it ended.
Do you know what I'm going to do right now? Do you know
what
I'm going to do right now, Mark? I'm going straight to the website. And I'm going to buy a copy of that right now. Comicsology. If you're looking to sponsor anybody, we're out here.
Yeah, Amazon.
We're here.
Yeah. Get some of that Bezos money.
Yeah, I'll take a bit of cash. But let's see, new from Marvel. Here we go.
I don't usually. I usually got a bit annoyed about all these events. Sometimes there's too many one shots, and I think the last one I properly went in on was Civil War.
Yeah.
I brought everything to do with Civil War because every single character was affected by it, and it made sense. But some of them, like Secret Invasion, they sort of make it a story around people, and you're like, well, how's this really affecting them? But this one is good. I quite enjoyed this little one shot, and I don't know. I can't tell what's going to happen, which is quite good.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. I've just grabbed a few of them off the website. See what you've made me do. But yeah, I'll hit that up and give it a shot and see what happens. Because reading that sort of big event comic book is how I got into reading Marvel when I was younger anyway. So I don't mind the big events. Yeah, I've never minded the big events.
I know I don't mind them. It's just that I didn't read outside of the big event.
Yeah.
So I'd read the big event, and then maybe the comics I was reading at the time.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go and get everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when the Secret Invasion happened. It was like you read Secret Invasion, and then New Avengers, and I think you're okay.
Yeah.
You don't really need to go into every single person's tie-in story. And then, yeah.
I need to read some more Star Wars as well. I've so dropped out of it, but I need to get back into that action, especially the High Republic stuff. But no, that would be good. And I think it's quite interesting using Blade. But again, I think this is getting a Marvel thing. I think Blade's going to be a big thing in the MCU.
Yeah, they're testing it out, aren't they?
And they're just putting it out there to see what they can do with the character. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty big thing. But we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see indeed. Now, moving on, as you do. There's one important thing that happened over the past. Well, one big thing that happened over the past week. A film was released that has been teased and talked about, and like hyped up for I think at least 6 months. A movie so big that it's got a massive cast. Dave Bautista, Tig Noro, lots of other good-looking people.
Not Chris D'Elia.
And a cast of thousands, or at least hundreds, a couple of hundred. And it's directed by Zack Snyder, who we know just came off the back with Justice League, the Ultimate Edition, the Ultimate Edition that came out. What did you guys think of the Army of the Dead? Was it as revolutionary as it sounds for you? If I start, who do I start with? Let's start with Dave. Dave, how was Army of the Dead for you?
Didn't really eat nothing, did they? Must have been the most hungriest army in the world. It was terrible.
Why? It really, you didn't. You weren't feeling the old zombies, were you? Or...
I was looking forward to the zombies. I was waiting for a big zombie fest, and it was just meh.
Did you have zombie blue balls, Dave?
Well, I like a zombie program or a zombie film, and I thought this sounds quite good. It's got a big cast. That's big budget, and it was just like watching a terrible episode of The Walking Dead.
Oh wow!
What's happened?
Nothing. I just hit a button.
Oh right.
So you really, there's nothing that appealed, like even the humor. Did that not strike a note with you?
The movie started off really well. The first like 5-10 minutes, it seemed like a good backstory. How it all started with there's one zombie that was infected inside the trailer, and you thought, oh, here we go. This is going to be really good. And then they just blocked them all in, and everyone was outside. And then some guy goes, "Here, there's 200 million in a safe inside one of the casinos." Then all the other casinos must have had loads of money in. If all he wanted was the Queen.
For some reason, I thought it was gold they were going after, not actual cash.
200 million in cash.
Yeah, cash.
Yeah.
Did you not see the cash?
No, I did, but for some reason in one of the trailers, I'm sure I saw gold. Because I didn't get why you would go in anywhere. I didn't get, and let me know. I know what you guys think. Why
was Siegfried and Roy's tiger there?
What
they haven't been in Vegas for a good few years because he killed one of them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
that was a rubbish film joke. Why anybody would go anywhere with zombies for any amount of money is beyond me.
Yeah, but then he said to them, "Oh, you can only have 50 million."
Yeah.
Hello, I'm risking my life.
50 million would be fine with me, but zombies?
No,
but the guy's like a zombie killer, extraordinaire, really wasn't he?
Do
you know what I mean? That's the point, isn't it? He was top dog, isn't it? It's like just going to the shops.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely won't be watching it again. Put it that way.
It literally sounds like it hurt.
That was a one and done movie.
One and done.
And what about you, Mike? Did you?
I was really looking forward to it. I love a good zombie movie. I liked Landon. I liked his remake of Dawn of the Dead. I just feel like there wasn't much zombies in it in a weird way.
Yeah.
And like, why did the guy have a big chainsaw thing that he didn't get to use? Like the cutter.
Oh, yeah.
Like the only reason that thing was long was so that they could cut the lock when they got locked in.
Oh wow!
But when they were introducing the character, he was going around slicing everything in half, and you're like, "Yeah, this is gonna be awesome." And then
nothing happens.
Flat.
Yeah, and then they go, and then his daughter kills everyone just to try to save one person, and everyone dies because of her.
And the tiger walked past her and couldn't even smell her.
Yeah,
it was a dead cat. I'm not. Look, it was a dead zombie cat. It was a rubbish cat anyway. It was only half there at the best of it.
Yeah, but so was the horse only half there, but he still took him around everywhere. The horse was quicker than the helicopter, and the helicopter left 5 minutes before them.
I know. I was all right with it. I think I don't. Maybe it's because I've got such a low opinion of Snyder. I wasn't expecting much from it. Because anytime Netflix hype up things to be really, really big, the only massive projects I've seen Netflix do like this, like big films, which ended up being anything close to what was advertised, was Underground 6. And that was it.
When was that one?
There's one with old Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, and he's a millionaire who gets a whole bunch of delinquent, like outlaw type people to try and hunt down and kill or punish like dictators and people like that.
Maybe I haven't seen that one.
It's on Netflix. It's quite decent. And he pays them to go and do that. And that's the last time, Netflix has put big projects out, and you could tell where the money went. This, I was like, okay.
You can see where the money went. It went to the CGI.
Yeah, and apparently,
and it was daylight.
What's the name? Tig Neri.
Yeah.
There was, like you said, there was a big scandal, wasn't it, at one point? With one of the cast.
Well, yeah, that's why the helicopter pilot was all filmed on green screen.
Oh yeah, that was all post, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tig Notaro was in it, and she actually never met any of the other cast.
Yeah.
But it looks like she had, but she never did, because they had to like put her over whoever was in it originally. Who was originally cast in that role?
Stankowski, Krista Ella.
He's got to be having a bad day. But yeah, he's completely gone from the film, and I reckon that's where a lot of the budget actually went. Because it's just, for me, it wasn't terrible. It was like watching an episode of Buffy, where there's a character that does everything wrong that you shouldn't do. Like, you shouldn't go into a zombie infested zone for $250 million. It's just not a good idea. If you see a trap that has a closing wall that crushes you, that just don't. It's not worth it.
It could have been a great film. They just messed up the storyline completely. The script was crap.
Do you know
The
what
story was good. The script was crap.
Do you know what ruined it for me? You know that Rick and Morty episode where he takes the piss out of heist movies?
Yeah.
And I was just the whole thing. I was just watching it. It was like, oh, the classic double cross, and I was like, oh, we're gonna need this guy hands, you know, and all this. And I just kept on hearing that, and it was almost like a Rick and Morty episode.
But you always knew he was going to be the bad guy as well.
Yeah, I was just like, why? You know what? If it was me, as soon as we stepped through the zombie bit, boom, and the head dead.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's the thing I didn't get. Why did he betray them?
For the heads, they wanted to desert the head of the alpha. For the alpha
why
check.
not just tell them they wanted that? It's like there was nothing in their plan, right?
Because they would have never gone in and taken a zombie back out.
I don't know. It's everything you should never do in a horror film. And they again just went and did it.
But also, I don't understand why he didn't help them. Because if he helped them,
he would have got
more chance of getting out, and also they would have had the 200 million as well.
Yeah,
and
so it's like a double win.
Yeah, and the daughter, like I said, the bit with the daughter, literally, the daughter leaves open a locked gate.
Yeah,
and the zombies clearly would have gotten through anyway. And she literally wanted to kill her dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that never gets mentioned again in the entire film. And I'm like, and then I thought, what? At the end,
how does he get out of the safe? That's the big thing on my mind.
I think after the explosion, it just.
Oh, right, the nuke just happened.
Well, no, I think
if
you're inside a safe, you can always get out. Surely.
Well, no, because normally if you watch all these heist movies, it's locked from the outside, so you cannot unlock it from the inside.
All right, no, I'm willing to believe there's, you can just press a button and you open it on that one.
Okay, maybe you had the key card. Maybe the kid threw the key card in.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
But then why'd the kid sacrifice himself? Clearly, the kid didn't need to sacrifice himself.
Well, he was going to get got.
He could have just stood.
And I think he was in love with him.
He could have just stood inside the door and been like, "Hey." Yeah. Maybe it was a reversal of that thing that always happened in films when a black guy sacrifices himself. Yeah, and that was meant to be the whole like, "Hey, ginger guy, I'm gonna see."
He was funny though. That guy. He made the film.
Yeah, he was funny.
Okay, would you guys be interested in watching the sequel?
No.
The one that's obviously going to be set in Mexico City?
Yeah. If you were going to make improvements, if you were going to make the sequel good, what would you do?
Well, it's going to be the titty twister, isn't it? It's going to be Dusk Till Dawn. That's where they're going to be.
Yeah, no zombies.
It's all going to link into
smelly
each other.
Zombies.
That's how you make it better. You get Cheech Marin on there.
No, that would do. Oh God, I just think Zack Snyder. I wasn't bothered by it. I think it could have been better. It's nice to see Dave Bautista do something different and not like being that willing to do what he does at the end of the film. A lot of actors wouldn't be willing to do that, and that's quite cool.
I will die.
Spoilers.
We're talking about the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
We spoiled the whole thing.
I think the whole world's seen it by now, anyway.
I think to be willing to do that as an actor was quite a good sign on his part.
I did like him. I think he was good in it.
Nobody took it too seriously. in terms of the cast. I think the storyline was a bit too, especially the whole refugee thing was that was BS they didn't need. And I think it gave the daughter.
What were they refugees from? Were they refugees from Vegas?
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
So
then why are they just outside the walls of Vegas? Surely they'd be put in a different camp, or a different city or something.
I think according to what they were alluding to was the fact that they hadn't tested people. They were worried that they had the infection. But again, that didn't make any sense by the way the infection worked in the first 15 minutes of the film. It rapidly turned everybody into zombies who got bit.
So, apart from the main cast at the end, it just took them forever.
So I don't know. It wasn't for me. It wasn't terrible. I think.
And why did they take so long to go in that helicopter? They could have got away so quickly, and he was just milking it. He just wanted to get bitten.
I honestly don't think Zack Snyder went to film school. Oh God, I said it. I'm serious. He needs. Zack Snyder could be a great director, and I know if he was sat in front of me, he'd go, "Oh, you're a cunt." But
what do you know?
Yeah,
I made Superman.
He's made those films, but I really think he needs someone like that great director film duo in the 80s had. Someone to sit here who did all the action films. I've forgotten their names, but like Lethal Weapon and all those movies. Just someone who could sit with him, work with him, and go, in terms of plotting, we need to do this. Because the biggest problem with this film is plotting. It had a great opening 15 minutes. And I love the bit where instead of doing a lot of horror films, they just like take them down. It's like, get out of there. What are you doing? Just take whoever you can and run.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. Not try and stop it, like just get away.
Yeah. He really has these good ideas and these really good, exciting like comic book concepts and feel to it. But his plotting's terrible. And to have that whole helicopter scene, like you said, why? It's not, if you know what's going to happen. And also to make the big deal about these zombies being more, but then not go into that. You either go into it and make it a better film, or just have your normal zombies there, because it served no purpose. It didn't.
Because I thought it was going to be, they've blocked them all in, and then one of the two is going to escape, and they're going to climb the wall, and it's going to be utter chaos, and it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Like you had all the ones that were just morbid, and you're like, really?
And stop trying to make few people feel. They kept trying to introduce a level of tragedy to the whole thing, and again they kept doing it badly. Like like most of the people that got killed, like deserved to. There was some levels they deserved to, like the prison guard being a semi-rapist. I was like, you don't need to make him. It's like,
I think that was good what they done with him though.
It's good what they done.
She literally just dragged him in to be bait.
Yeah. Which again didn't make any sense, because were they doing that every time they went into the camp? Like, and that woman's like, if I knew she had kids, how long have you been doing this? And it's like it didn't. Zach.
Also, like, did it not annoy you that they brought up the whole rain thing? Like, when it's rain, they all come back to life. About the zombies that are in the sun, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's gonna rain. Oh no. Okay.
Which would have been a lot better if they'd done that. And I just think, again, I don't know whether it was because of budget or time, but Zack Snyder could do so much because he does have a great visual touch. But outside of that, I'm just like, seriously? It's just another Martha moment. It's like you focused on the wrong thing and end up telling a half a good story. I hope he gets better at some point, but yeah. I won't
Can't teach your grandma to suck eggs, my friend.
See, I was looking forward to him just doing a zombie movie and not having to worry about DC fans or Batman fans.
That's right.
I thought he's just going to go hell for leather. See people chainsaws and loads of people like dressed up like Elvis getting murdered and stuff.
I thought it was going to be like the game Deep Rising when
Dead Rising. Yeah.
As soon as I saw the chainsaw, I was like, yes, this is going to be fucking.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like that. And then just like, it would have been cool if they actually got Siegfried and Roy to be in it as zombies.
See, again, Mike, what are you doing here? You need to move to Hollywood.
Like, are you telling me you couldn't get that? You couldn't get Chris Angel, the mind freak guy,
Yeah.
come in and be a zombie. Imagine all of the stupid like Vegas cameos you could have.
Well, you had the crap Liberace, didn't you?
Yeah. And there's the showgirls. That was funny. That
And
bit.
the Elvises,
Yeah. But like, yeah,
You
imagine
could have made that so much better.
Yeah, like you could have just had like, oh no, we can't go in into that building. Why? And it'd be like a Elvis impersonator convention, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of zombie Elvises or something.
Loads of little Japanese men in Elvis suits.
Yeah, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Oh, it was so much fun.
See,
Yeah.
if I write a zombie film, I'm coming to you, Mike. I'm like, Mike, I need to flesh this out a bit.
I think also it was like him. It was him. Like obviously, what happened to his daughter was tragic.
Yeah.
It was clearly him saying some sort of sorry to her, wasn't it? It's just like, did you not think that? I thought that when I was watching
I didn't even click into that. But
yeah,
it's like because he's what the soldier guy is trying to impress his daughter or get his daughter back.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I didn't know.
On the job.
Yeah, it was all that felt a bit sad. That it was so funny. It was like he towed the line between being quite silly and then going quite serious with it.
Yeah,
because then there was like the zombie king who lost his, unborn zombie baby blue thing.
Yeah,
that was a bit strange.
Yeah, that was all a bit intense, wasn't it?
How can zombies have babies? But hey,
I didn't even want to. I was like, "Come on, Zach, bro. The zombie baby's step 2. Unless you're gonna explain that shit."
And then it glue blue, didn't it?
Yeah,
and then they all did. Did you not notice that?
Yeah, when they died, some of them blue, weren't they? So is that like some alien thing? So it must be like an alien virus or some shit.
But there was a lot of alien Easter eggs, apparently, isn't there?
Yeah, well, they came from Area 51, didn't they?
Yeah, so maybe there's going to be a background film for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll happily watch a crappy zombie film.
Yeah.
Anytime.
That's a good point.
So I don't think it needs to be the best, but I mean, I think making it a heist movie means it's something I've not seen before. So that's fun. But
maybe it just wasn't low budget enough for us.
I think it needs to be a bit more silly.
Yeah, because if you're going to make B movie, you got to make a B movie.
Yeah, and also they didn't go hard enough on the zombie killing.
Yeah,
like the whole. The best bit for me was when they were sneaking around, and the chick who got sort of left behind. That was the best action in that film.
Yeah,
for me, she was amazing. She was literally just killing them all with a knife. Yeah, really slowly, really, really clever. Yeah, and then that guy mucked her up. And then I thought she was going to get away.
Yeah, when she came through the glass window, I was like, "Oh, how does she get away?"
But then no one was helping her, and I was like, "There's enough of you."
They stood around and watched.
Yeah, but I didn't. This is what I mean about.
And what's the guy? What's the point of having the guy who could do trick shots if he's not going to do a trick shot and take out all of them?
Yeah.
But is the one who plays his girlfriend got it the worst? And that was just savage. It literally came out of nowhere, and I did not see that coming. When she got her head twisted backwards, and she's still alive. And again, why didn't he just like?
I would just put her out of misery, man.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, why did he? You can see she's crying. She's like, I'm having a bad day.
That was brutal, actually.
I'm having a really bad day. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that bad. I just want Zack Snyder to do better because he's got a great visual eye, but he's like Spielberg without the
magic.
Yeah, and I don't know why it is, and I hope it's not because I'm just being mean to him. But that could have been a lot better with just a few changes, and I don't know whether it's because of Netflix's system of not sitting down and working out these scripts so they're better, because it just needed some tweaking, some like amateurish tweaking to make it better.
I thought it was going to be similar to like Zombieland sort of style, and
well, that's the problem. It was a little bit like that, but then it didn't commit.
It just stopped. Yeah,
it didn't like commit to it, and then it was just like I mean, I thought it was funny. The whole, the booby trap bit was funny.
Yeah, like Goonies, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Right, let's go and get another zombie. That one didn't work.
Yeah, it's so great. I like that. And when he microwaved the hand,
Oh, yeah.
funny. That was funny. Yeah, I mean, like it was fine. I was just expecting more. To be honest.
That's fair enough. I mean, we do what we can do, and I think at the end of
and also technically we watched it for free in a way because it's just with your Netflix subscription, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's not like we had to pay money for like, it. It's just part of your prescription, isn't it? Subscription. So
in that case, absolute bargain of a film.
Go out and watch it.
A bargain of a Zack Snyder film, and I will say this much: a lot more entertaining than Justice League. But to each their own. You may have enjoyed it. If you did, leave some comments and feedback for us. I'd be interested to see what y'all thought of it out there. Now, moving on. Not that I don't want to stop talking about the Army of the Dead. But the other project that was on and out there was The Nevers, Joss Whedon. Now, for those of you who don't know what Joss Whedon's been up to, after he did the...
And a very naughty boy.
I think he was just a bit angry.
I don't know. He got exposed as being a bit of I don't know, an abuser of people.
An angry man.
And minorities. Well, look, I heard one of the stories that do you remember in Buffy, she ends up with a sister in series 3, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's later than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was banned from being on set with her alone.
With Dawn?
Yeah, he was actually banned from being on set alone with her. And like, why nothing was brought up back then? I know it was pre-Me Too, but do you know what I mean? He was being sold as the male feminist.
Yeah, no, but he was. That's the whole point. I think that's why everyone's so angry. He put himself out there as like Mr. Feminist, when actually he's just misogynistic.
Yeah, and I think it's a huge. Look, I think it's a huge shame at what's happened, but he was still allowed to carry on working. Then all the stuff broke out over Justice League, so he threatened Gal Gadot. And he basically cut the guy who played Cyborg out of the film.
Yeah, that's mad though. That's the mad thing about the Snyder Cut is the difference between Cyborg, isn't it?
Yeah, because Cyborg, if you watch the film, is very much in the Whedon cut. It's very much just a
afterthought almost, isn't it?
He's not that important to the story. He's not that, he just says a few words and he's angry all the time. So that happened.
Like me.
And when he meets Wonder Woman, he's just like, who are you? And be like, hello, my name's Cyborg. But anyway, enough about my filth. So Joss got exposed. I've had issues with Joss Whedon for a while in terms of that. He literally, from the get-go when he did Age of Ultron, just started doing silly bollocks. He was moaning about working on those films from the get-go, and I was like, you know what? You've been given the opportunity to fulfill the fantasies of a generation, and you're moaning about how much work you have to do. Do you know what I mean? And then the plot, which I think he wrote the script for it. Like, I'm sorry, but it's a thing that takes me out and makes Age of Ultron the least enjoyable of all the Avengers films. There ain't no way Bruce Banner and Black Widow were getting together. That just doesn't make any sense. It's a plot point. It's fucking terrible. Hey, Fury, did you always know me and Bruce? No. What a guy who's the gamma irradiated monster who literally can't have sex because God knows what would happen.
Oh my God! Yeah, imagine. Oh my God! Imagine.
I'm sorry, but the Hulk was always about. The Hulk was always about Betty.
I was gonna say, he doesn't mention Betty once.
Yeah,
in all the films.
Like, it's clearly Joss Whedon was angry at his ex-wife. And I was just like, look, I'd had enough of Whedon at that point. And I've never thought that Whedon he's a great ideasman, but I think he gets a lot more credit than he deserves in terms of his ability to write stories. So the Nevers was the HBO project he got commissioned to do, and that he got commissioned to do, I think, before the whole kerfuffle with the Snyder Cut started. And that came out, it was released this side of the pond last week, the whole season. So what have either of you guys watched any of it? Or are you going to watch any of it?
I was going to wait and see what people were saying about it, because I don't want to waste 6 hours of my life.
I did.
Well, before we go to Dave, we'll go to Curtis, because I'm going to jump in on this one first.
I haven't got much to say about it. I was lost, I was confused, and I just didn't get it. There you go.
Yeah, we'll come to you in a second. So it's basically the X-Men, steampunk era X-Men.
No, it's nothing like the X-Men.
It is, because they've taken the whole idea of mutants and they're called Nevers.
No, they're called Touched.
No, is it the Nevers is a place? The Touched. Yeah, so they're all called Touched. But they're sort of, they're not mutants in that sense.
Any of the women? There are only women the effects.
No, mostly women.
Yeah. Also, can we just talk about the name Touched?
Yeah. Well,
really. I don't think that's.
It was like little fireworks coming from the sky and it touched people and it gave them power.
Yes, I don't think you should call it being touched. Sounds a bit Jim will fix it to me.
Well, yeah, there's an element of that.
Don't like it. It's a bit dodge.
There's an element of that, and there's an element of using the vulnerability of women throughout the whole thing. But also, you've got the magic. Literally, got a magic Negro in it, which I already mentioned today. Right now, the black guy, the magic Negro is the black guy that offers wisdom and changes lives and blah blah blah. He's one of the Touched, right? His power.
Is he?
His power is healing.
You haven't watched the last episode, so you don't know what his power is.
Healing.
No,
he can. Yeah. Dave, don't spoil it for me.
No, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin it for you, but I don't want
it. His power is he can reverse. So if somebody's been shot, he can take the bullets out of them, whatever. All right, and he also speaks wise, spouts wisdom throughout the entire series up to episode 5. So I was just like, and also he's got elements of the Hellfire Club in there. He's taken a lot of that story from the X-Men for sure, and he's put it into his little thing. A lot of opportunities to put boobs in.
Oh, I suppose you've got that bit like an orphanage for the gifted. So yeah, it's a school for the gifted. I see that.
Lots of boobs. Obsessed with the sexual aspect of it all. I think there's a guy who opens up a club. Some of them can duplicate themselves. Some of them can make you feel sexually aroused.
Well, not one person has the same power.
Yeah. So there's that element to it as well, and it's a lot of people being angry all the time, and they're hated. The Touched are hated by a good portion of the citizenry of London. So yeah, it's very X-Men-ish. If you were going to do the X-Men in the Victorian age, that's what you would do. Is it good? I've enjoyed it so far. I don't hate it by any means. It'll be interesting to see if it gets a second season without Whedon.
I don't think it will.
But it's got potential. It's got a lot of potential. Its budget is good. Netflix could learn a bit about budget if they just look at where the money's going. Honestly, I think people are just robbing Netflix because the budget's good. The special effects are quite decent. The costumes and the look of the period. I don't know where they filmed it. I assume they filmed it in Manchester, or somewhere.
Why is that? Because the only place that has cobblestones.
Yeah, a lot of cobblestones, a lot of old Victorian-looking buildings. It looks really, really.
It's probably
good.
Bath.
It might be in Bath as well. It would have been a really, really good option. But I think it looks really good. I've enjoyed it, but it's not my favourite show yet. There's another show I'm watching at the moment, which I'll mention in a minute. But how are you feeling, Mike? Are you going to get Now TV or?
The reason I haven't heard anything good about it yet.
It sounded so similar to the Irregulars.
Yeah,
It put me off a little bit because I was like, oh,
Okay.
I did that I watched purely because I wanted to know what would happen.
Yeah.
And I really liked Sherlock Holmes. Like when I was a kid, I used to read them all the time.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a letdown for me, to be honest.
No, the acting, I promise you, is a lot better than the Irregulars.
Well, I mean, that's not hard.
it's got quite a big cast.
Oh, I might give the first episode a watch.
Yeah, give the first episode a shot. I think it's got a lot. The casting's a lot better. The characterization's a lot better, and they do have a lot of faith in their cast. There's a lot of cliches in it. I'm not gonna lie.
Just do an episode a day.
But-
that's what I did. I could never watch one back to
But
back. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, like with the Irregulars, I watched. I don't even think I finished the first episode. I was just like, this is some.
I've done 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, this is a donkey of a show, and I was surprised at how much of a donkey it was. In the fact that it looked. Like, again, they've got they got some really good actors in the Irregulars, but my God, it was like they telephoned their performances in. And also, there's too many cliches. Again, good-looking people having a really bad day. I've had enough. I've just had enough, and they don't seem to be doing that with the Nevers so much. People are shockingly mean in the Nevers in just the right places, where the Irregulars, no, didn't like it. Didn't make any sense. I may try and watch more of it, but at the moment, no. But I would put it. I'd give it. What was it? I'd give it 2,000. A bounty of 2,000 credits. That's what I give it. I'd put a bounty on that.
That's a 2 out of 10.
All right. Would you say it's better than Dollhouse?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's got a lot more potential than Dollhouse.
Dollhouse, is that the one that had Faith from Buffy in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dollhouse was.
Oh yeah,
right,
it's yeah. I think it's about level par.
I think it's better. I'd say it's better.
Oh, I don't know.
Production value is way higher.
Does it have like the Whedon dialogue in it? You know, like the sort of quippy.
Yeah, they've got a bit of that, but it's
there's bits of that in there.
But I think adults wrote it this time.
Just waste an hour of your life and give us your feedback.
Yeah, fine.
You don't have to, but give it a shot. The other show I'm going to suggest you will watch. Where are we at? I think we've been rolling for a while. The other show we're at, I'm going to suggest, is Mayor of East Town, which is on Sky One at the moment as well. It might make it onto normal TV. I don't know, or even.
Is that the one with Kate Winslet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's it about?
It's a slow burner of a show. It's about a detective in a small town, and if you will, Kate Winslet's playing the sort of role that's usually played by a guy, grumpy detective, a bit dodgy, not quite doing their job very well.
Suspended from work.
Huh? Yeah, well, not yet. See, that happens during the plot, but
I don't know. I
story...
caught like 10 minutes of an episode my mum was watching.
Okay. Well, when the story starts, she's been investigating the disappearance of a girl for I think 5 years, and they haven't found her. And then another girl disappears, and the story opens with the finding, follows the girl's story as her body's found by a river, and what happens leading up to that, and that's where the story sort of breaks into it and builds from there. It is a slow burner, but it's not as much of a slow burner as some other shows, like The Killing. Like The Killing's a real slow burner. This one's not a slow burner as that, and something happens each episode which makes you go, oh shit, oh god, to the point that I watched the 5th episode yesterday, and I was like, damn, okay, wow, shit. If anything, it reminds me a lot of Big Sky on Disney Plus.
And I've just realised that came back this week.
Yeah, Big Sky and Disney Plus, and I really suggest it to anybody if you like a bit of a thriller. There's no sci-fi to or anything like that. And my God, Kate Winslet, don't care. She's doing her job. She's literally like, even when she puts makeup in, I've seen Kate Winslet in magazines with makeup on and all done up. Very attractive woman, very hot, very glamorous. In this, even when the character's got makeup on, it's like, oh, okay, you're all right, but you know, and she's really, really good. And you can see she struggles a bit doing an American accent.
I actually thought she'd done it quite well.
But I think she's absolutely brilliant. I think she just blows. Watch this show. I haven't had a show blow me away this much since for a long time. I think it's so good. But yeah, if you can catch it, it's on it's HBO in the States and it's Sky now in the UK. It's Sky Atlantic, yeah, in the UK, but definitely worth a watch. I think Sky Atlantic's up in their game at the moment. They've got a lot to lose. They're losing all the Fox shows during this year.
Sky Atlantic's just HBO Max over here.
Yeah.
So.
No, but I mean, like, they're up in their game in terms of the product they're putting out overall in terms of shows, because they're losing all the Fox. They're losing the Fox channel completely, and then also they're losing Bulletproof because of Noel Clark's stupidness.
Yeah, that was kind of death though anyway, so
yeah. Mayor of Easttown, watch it. That's a show. Watch it. Right. I guess I'll do some quick news bites because we're coming up to the I don't know what time we start, but we've rolled. What's out there? They're doing a new version of Willy Wonka, chaps. Willy Wonka's coming back.
I saw that.
What's
who's being Willy Wonka?
It's not me, unfortunately. I did audition, but it's a guy called Timothy Chalamet who's going to be Willy Wonka. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that film because from where? What?
Where's he from? Who is he?
I don't know. It's just you sound like you know.
Well, no, I'm just thinking like the two characters that played Willy Wonka in the past have like been like genius actors. So who is this guy?
Oh no, I don't think he's a new name. He's quite a young guy by the looks of it. I think he's in his early 20s. So he might be.
Because who'd you have? Gene Wilder.
Yeah, he was born
Johnny
in
Depp, didn't you?
95. He's not a big name. You might have seen him in. Oh no, do you know? Right, have you watched the Dune trailer?
Yeah.
Right, the guy, the main lead in the Dune trailer.
Oh yeah,
the one that wears the mask.
No. You see his face. That's him. So he's going to be Willy Wonka. I think it'll be quite interesting because last year a story broke that Roald Dahl always intended Charlie to be black. So if they do Charlie in the chocolate factory, it'll be quite interesting to see if they actually go forward and swap that or not. But I think this is the third iteration we've had of Wonka. Because you had the original, then you had Johnny Depp. And
no, the original was Gene Wilder.
Yeah, that's what I said. You had the original, then you had Johnny Depp, and now this will be the third one.
Well, that's what I mean. You had two like legends playing the crazy man.
Dave, don't be disappointed yet. You haven't even seen the trailer for it. It might actually
no, but I'm just thinking, like, who is the psycho gonna get into the suit?
Dave's like,
I need to. I want to know who the psycho's gonna be.
He ain't no celebrity. I ain't watching.
No, but Willy Wonka's always was a nutter, wasn't he? He was fucking bipolar.
Well, we'll see. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, he's not a big name yet. Dune hasn't dropped, and this ain't coming out for at least a couple of years. So by the time it comes out, he might actually be the new Johnny Depp. We don't know. He might be the new Captain Jack Harker, for all we know. His entire career can bloom at this moment, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't think they've announced a director, but don't quote me on that. But I don't think they've announced a director yet. Also, you've got, before we go, I think, yep, right. So before we go, you've got Sony's announced that they're working on a God of War movie. That'll be coming out in a couple of years as well. Any of you God of War fans? I know I don't own a PlayStation. Mike, you PlayStation kid?
I played the first one years ago.
Yeah, but never followed it through.
No, because it just like life gets in the way.
Fair enough. All right, well, that one's coming out soon. Rick and Morty should be back with us next month. That's going to be, I don't know, I'm a Rick and Morty fan, but I hate the fan base.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, but yeah, the people are weird, aren't they?
the fan base is terrible, and also MODOK. Now, right, have you watched the first episode of MODOK yet, Mike?
No, but it's stop motion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very Adult Swim.
I was all right with it. I don't think it got hyped up a lot in my circles. I don't.
Is
think
it Patton Oswalt, isn't it?
Yeah. It's funny. It is Adult Swimish, and it's in the sort of like the Rick and Morty sort of humor. That's popular at the
I didn't
moment.
enjoy it.
But yeah, it's and
You don't like animation though, do you, Dave?
Yeah, I don't mind animation, but I don't know. This was just like too much.
Was it a bit like
Going
Robot
on.
Chicken?
Yeah, it's very much
Yes.
like Robot Chicken, and I enjoyed
Yeah.
that. But this is just, I don't know.
I don't know how they could do a whole show about MODOK. That's the only thing that puts me off a bit.
It's sort of just like irrelevant humor. It's not like
Yeah.
so he'll make an invention, like he'll make something, and the whole episode.
I think you
around
have
him
to be
making
completely stoned off your face to like
something.
love it.
And it's
And I
based
think
around
watching
his
it at 8
family
o'clock
as
in the
well.
morning was just no good for me.
Yeah, that's going to ruin your whole day.
Yeah.
And it's based around his family as well, so it's more like that. So that's why I say it's like Rick and Morty. It's like the family's the core of it, and then he has all the adventures throughout. And yeah, that's it. I think I haven't got anything else. Have you gents got anything else?
Did anyone watch The Bad Batch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a meh episode.
They've all been like that so far, haven't they?
Well, it's
First one was great. First one was good. The first hour-long one.
Yeah.
Because I think what's personally quite, it's seeing how how it's all becoming the Empire is quite fascinating to me. I think that's the coolest thing. It's like what was the step from clones to stormtroopers? What was the step between the Republic and the Empire? It's like
It's the COVID jab.
No, but I just think it's like, I think that's really interesting. And them meeting up with Rex and will be cool. And I think, just seeing how and also like the change in how the clone troopers are now.
Yeah,
because it wasn't just that Order 66 happened. Like literally, that changed how they act in general to everyone. Because they're not as accommodating. They don't care about civilians anymore. Because the clone troopers always just be looking out for people, didn't they?
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, we've got to save those people. We've got to do this. We've got to be honourable." But now it's like they're just like droids, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is very. I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea. I've enjoyed every episode. The last episode, I was a bit. What
they
happens?
introduced the bounty hunter from the Mandalorian, didn't they? I can't think of her name.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I've already. Damn it! I know her name. It's
Go on, Google.
Is it her? I thought it was the
Fennec.
one from.
Yeah,
it is
Fennec.
Fennec. It is Fennec.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Fennec, something Fennec. I'm with you there. I think this episode was very meh. Not because I hated it. It's doing what Star Wars animated shows always do. It's world building.
Yeah.
The first season.
Well, look at the Clone Wars. The
Introducing
first 2
characters.
seasons were very slow.
Yeah. And I think it's a process of them trying to figure out how to introduce all the various characters they are going to introduce. Because remember, this is like set before Rebels, and there's a lot of area that hasn't been looked into.
Well, yeah. How long? What's the gap between Rebels and the end of the Clone Wars? Then is that 20 years?
Well, it's got to be 20 odd years, isn't it?
Yeah. How old's Luke
But
when he's picked up by Obi-Wan?
he's meant to be 17, isn't he, or something like that?
Yeah.
17 or 18.
Yeah. So there's probably about. Yeah, because it's 70 years BBY, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't like. It's good. I'm not annoyed at it or anything like that.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
It just, I don't know what it is. It's just that it seemed to slow down a bit from previous episodes, even though you had a mad chase in it and all the rest of it. So we'll see.
That was very Fifth Element. That was.
Yeah.
That
Oh
chase.
yeah.
I think that was because you even saw the taxi, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Clone Wars like that as well? Was that?
Yeah, there's episode.
Yeah.
No, the actual film, the Clone Wars, with Anakin and
Obi-Wan and their little
Obi-Wan.
chase.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was like Attack of the Clones. Yeah, when they're going after the bounty hunter.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it is still good. It just wasn't that exciting an episode, and we all knew Fennec was going to appear, and it has introduced the mystery of why they want Omega so badly.
Who do you reckon, Baby Yoda?
Who do you reckon she's a clone of then?
I think it's a Mandalorian. I think it's the Queen Satine. Because she looks a lot like Satine.
She does, doesn't she?
And maybe
Satine
Obi-Wan.
doesn't have a Kiwi accent.
So I reckon she's possibly got Obi-Wan's, a bit of Obi-Wan.
And who had a Kiwi accent? Jango Fett.
Yeah, because she's a clone of Trooper as well. So it could be. I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. I
reckon she's the last clone of Jango Fett.
No, but then she's female and blonde.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work.
You can change DNA and stuff like that in the lab nowadays, my friend.
Yeah. We'll see. Or she could be something really weird, like a clone of Padme.
No, I think you're right with Satine. I think,
Let's play the guessing game.
Yeah, anything can happen with this show, and because they've got so much room to work with, I hope it works out. One thing I want to see them do is possibly get. I know they're tight on a budget, but having the same guy do all the voices, I think it's really weird, and it'll be interesting to see if they can put someone. I don't know.
They're all gonna have the same voice. They're clones.
No, but they've got one guy doing all the voices. They've never had that in a Star Wars show. Do you know what I mean?
Every single. He didn't do.
Yeah, he does all the voices for all the clones. Like, I get.
But they're all going to sound the same, aren't they?
No, but they like
the whole point that the Bad Batch works is because they're all a little bit different.
Yeah,
I think they sound enough different.
Yeah.
To not be annoyed by it.
I don't know. It's just a thing. It's a thing.
No, it's just that guy needs a job, and he's got the perfect job at the moment. All right.
All right. Are there any characters you guys want to see before we? I know I keep saying we're going, but we really are going in a minute. Are there any characters you guys want to see in the Bad Batch pop up, or are you just happy to let it flow?
I mean, I want to see them. Obviously, they're going to meet up with Rex, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. I'd like to see them interact with Cody. In like an evil way. Maybe they protect Kanan. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the thing they do.
Maybe it could work.
That'd be good. And then otherwise, I don't know. It'll be a bit.
You get Darth Vader in there as well, don't you?
Yeah,
because he's around now.
Yeah, he's about it.
It would be nice to see them develop his character a bit. In fact, I don't know why they haven't just gone, we'll do a Vader TV like animated show. I really, of all the characters that needs a little bit of redemption, it's Vader. Because that no at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he dropped in a lot of people's estimations, and he needs having a Vader TV show. I think would be quite cool.
I mean, are you reading the Vader comics at the moment?
I haven't read the most recent one.
Oh,
I
mate,
did read them up to.
There's one where he's all right messed up, and the Emperor just drops him back on Mustafar without his with only one arm, no legs, no arm, not only one arm, and says, "Last time I built you, now you have to build yourself," and just leaves him there. And it's badass, and he drops there's this assassin, Sith assassin who goes after him. Vader's cool as hell in that.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, in the comic, it's awesome. That would be sick if it was animated.
Yeah, they need to do something more with him. I just think, still Bad Batch, yeah, it's great, but we need bring on the bad guys. Let's have some badness roll up.
Let's have the bad guy.
You could have a young Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
Quite easily. Because that's so you could have him at the start of his career, couldn't you?
Yeah. You could do. I think they're definitely going to be doing a lot with Thrawn soon. They've cancelled the Rangers of the New Republic that has been cancelled, I think, or it's not in work at the moment.
Well, there was going to be a big crossover thing they've cancelled, haven't they?
Yeah. So that's gone.
Which is probably not cancelled. It's probably just being worked into one of the seasons of the shows.
Yeah.
It's probably just going to be Ahsoka season 2 or something.
Yeah. Or they're just going to create a new. I think because what's the name? Cara Dune was meant to be the main character in that.
Yeah.
They're reworking it and they'll do something.
Well, they were just. I thought they were just going to put Hera in from Rebels.
That's what I heard, but I've heard that there's no work being done.
Yeah, I don't know why they ain't done nothing with Hera.
Yeah, because people love that character, and you could have Chopper.
I love Chopper.
Yeah,
he's not a naughty school kid.
That you like Chopper, the grumpy robot. Yeah,
he ain't grumpy. He just knows his shit.
No, I think there's so much room to bring a lot to the ground with Star Wars, and I just hope like next year it's going to be just even if they don't do Knights of the Republic, they've got Boba Fett, Mandalorian season 3.
Man, that book of Boba Fett, man.
Got all the Andover, Obi-Wan, all the other shows coming out next year. It's just going to be fantastic. It's Star Wars all the time. Oh yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I much prefer these TV shows to the films, man, because you get to see so much more. You get to go to the world a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, as long as they don't like, that's why I'm quite glad that they're going to be doing like the Old Republic stuff, the New Republic, because then it's not going to be linked in, is it? It's two separate things.
Yeah,
you've got the world of Star Wars TV, then you've got the world of Star Wars on film, which I think is clever.
Yeah, and I think the directors, a lot of directors have had today, they suit TV better. J.J. Abrams, as an example, I think he always tries to put too much into any story he does. And if anything shows that, it was a trilogy. And as much as I don't hate any of the films, like a lot of other people hate a lot of the films, I think there are problems with them that didn't need to be there.
Yeah,
it never needed to create those problems with those films, and especially what they did to Finn. Ray.
I mean, they're the sort of things you only watch if they're on, aren't they? They're not. You don't just go, "Oh, I'm going to watch Star Wars today."
I actually did. I watched Rise of Skywalker because I hadn't watched it since cinema.
Okay. How did it sit with you?
It was just so stupid that. Like,
how did you hit the head now? Ding.
Ding, ding.
Like, it's just the fact he clearly didn't want to do 3 of the films,
yeah,
and he clearly went, "I'll do the first and last," and like Last Jedi is the best out of them, because it's a great film by itself almost, but like Rise of Skywalker was just also rushed. And it was just some points where you're like, what's this mean? And what are these weird sort of time bridges between them two?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then nothing alluded to that in the previous films.
No.
And also it was just what did they do that was really bad? It was they kept trying to surprise the audience. Like, you can't surprise an audience that has had people speculating for 10 years about what's going to happen. Yeah, there's no speculation that you could do that could surprise anybody. And in the hands of a better director, having the Emperor return would have worked out a lot better. But literally, I think at the start of the film, it announces the Emperor put a message out. So you knew the Emperor was back in the first few moments of the film mentioning it.
Yeah.
And it made no sense. It made no sense because then it didn't explain what's his name? The big bad in the first.
Well, I just think the 3 films made all the bad guys look like pussies.
The only thing I did like about, and I did like, look, this is it. Yeah, I did enjoy it because it's a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy it. Yeah, big battle scenes, had lightsaber fights. I like the lightsaber fight in the water.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool. What I did notice about watching it the second time is how much, when Kylo Ren is like, "I'm not a Sith anymore," how much he reminds me of Harrison Ford, of when he's doing stuff, like, you know, shooting someone over his shoulder, has a bit of a cheeky chappy, you know, vibe to him.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is good. But why are we getting this in the last 20 minutes? like we should have had a whole film of him being Han Solo.
Yeah.
We should have had his redemption at the start of the film and have him being the Millennium Falcon with Chewie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been amazing. That would have been a full,
There's a film to come, Mike.
But I will say this. I will say this in defense
The love of Kylo Ren,
including
we call that.
in defense of J.J. Abrams and of everybody involved in that trilogy. They did have one of the most difficult moments that you could ever have as a filmmaker, and that one of your main stars passes away. And I reckon that took a bit of a toll on the whole storytelling and the process that they had. And you can sort of tell it created a bit of a problem. So I do give them that credit that they had to deal with something that was really, really difficult and would have affected everybody involved in that, So yeah, although it's not as great as it could have been, I think certain things happened that made it really, really difficult. But what they did to Finn was fucking unforgivable. I will not forgive them for that. Somebody put a mixtape of every time he says Ray together on YouTube. You can find it. And
Jungle Track.
Yeah, and I think that was disgraceful.
Right.
It was disgraceful. But hopefully, in the next 10 years, we'll see some sort of redemption for these films. And hopefully, with all the product they're putting out there, it will get better. But I do hope that they don't play into the hands of the speculative fans who make a lot of money about saying what they want from Star Wars and what they think Star Wars should be about. Because they've got it wrong nearly every single time. Although they see Dave Filoni as their best mate, I remember when Dave Filoni, Clone Wars first came out, they hated it. When they introduced Ahsoka, they hated her. And
now she's the most loved, isn't she?
Yeah, she's like the best thing in the world.
I do hope they don't play to the hands of the Star Wars fans who just want to see Darth Maul return for the dead. All the rest of that crap.
He's already come back from the dead, though.
Yeah, with his crab legs.
Yeah, he came back for a bit, but they definitely, he ain't coming back this time.
Well, no, he can because he doesn't die until Rebels.
Oh yeah, he come back in this series, but I mean, they can't bring him back.
Yeah, in the Bad Batch.
In the other stuff.
In the films, he can't.
I don't want to see them carry on.
Oh, what, in the films?
Yeah, I don't want to see him carry on doing that unless they do another.
No, I mean, like he can come. I mean, where could you see him? Just Bad Batch, really, isn't it? Yeah.
And I hope they don't go down the road of doing what Star Trek done. Like we've waited 20 odd years for a Worf TV series, and we just got another Picard season 2, and I'm like, stop it! I just know we need a Worf TV show, not another Picard TV show. Stop it. So I hope that doesn't happen again. But that's just me. Guys.
Yeah, but Worf's anyway.
Look, I can keep going. Yeah, I'm not working till whatever o'clock. But I know you guys. I know Dave, you're working from 8 in the morning or something, like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be up from 5.
And Mike, I know you've had a long day and you need some rest, brother. But thank you guys for coming in again for another show. I hope you guys appreciate how much effort and time these boys are putting into making a space to entertain and inform you. We'll hopefully be back in, if not next week, in the next couple of weeks for another show. This is the boys from Bossk. I hope you've had an enjoyable night. And look out for more episodes online on the website. Join us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And like, share, tell your grandmother, tell your sister. I don't know. Tell your Uncle Bert. I don't know. Tell everybody. This was the boys from Bossk. Have a nice night.
Hello.